This report is about a snow ski company that presented our GIS team with specifications for selecting a location to build a new ski resort in Maine. Company specifications for the location included that it be within 5 miles of a salmon stream and 5 miles of a railroad for entertainment purposes. The host city should have at least 1,000 people per square kilometer. The elevation of the mountain should be about 500 meters. Suitable land cover for skiing should be alpine, bare land, or grassland. The ski slope should be from 0 through 35 degrees. The company preferred that at least 50 snow ski instructors live within the county hosting the ski resort. My first step was to obtain a vector map of all salmon streams in Maine. It was downloaded from the Maine.gov GIS website. The vector data was interpolated into a raster data by creating a distance surface from the salmon stream's vector file. Then the data was reclassified into a dataset of ones for all distances within 5-mile buffers from the salmon streams, which are shown in baby blue in figure 1. Distances further than 5 miles from a stream received no data. The second step was similar to the first. A railroad map of Maine was downloaded from Maine.gov, was interpolated into a raster map with a 5-mile buffer, which is colored beige in figure 2 and represents a dataset reclassified into ones. The overlapping buffered areas are shown in figure 3. The buffer for the salmon streams is baby blue and the buffer for the railroads is beige. These two datasets of ones were entered into a logical AND function. The intersecting buffers resulted in a dataset of ones, which is shown in yellow in figure 4. These areas can be called the salmon and railroad sectors. Company specifications for the location included that it be within 5 miles of a salmon stream and 5 miles of a railroad for entertainment purposes. The host city should have at least 1,000 people per square kilometer. The elevation of the mountain should be about 500. Vector data was interpolated into raster data by creating a distance surface and reclassifying a 5-mile buffer around 457 meter elevations into a dataset of ones shown in purple in figure 6. These areas can be called the elevation sectors. The second step was similar to the first. A railroad map of Maine was downloaded from Maine.gov, was interpolated into a raster map with a 5-mile buffer, which is colored beige in figure 2 and represents a dataset reclassified into ones. The intersecting buffered areas are isolated and shown in pink in figure 8. These areas can be called the salmon and railroad and elevation sectors. In the fifth step, census blocks of Maine with 1,000 or more people per square kilometer were calculated and selected. Figure 9 shows these areas colored in blue. The areas can be called population sectors. The salmon and railroad and elevation sectors shown in pink that overlap with the population sectors shown in blue are noted in the largest pink region at the 8 o'clock position. Using the Identify tool, I clicked the computer cursor at the 8 o'clock position in the largest salmon and railroad and elevation sector. Kingfield, Maine was identified as a town in the census layer. In the sixth step, Maine's land cover file was downloaded from Megis. Land cover suitable for snow skiing was reclassified into ones, shown as shades of red in figure 10. All other land cover received no data. Areas of red are seen overlapping the salmon and railroad and elevation sectors, which are shown in pink, at the 8 o'clock position. This is the region of Kingfield, Maine. On the next slide, vector data was interpolated into raster data by creating a distance surface and reclassifying a 5-mile buffer around 457 meter elevations into a dataset of ones shown in purple in figure 6. These areas can be called the elevation sectors. In the seventh step, I created a dataset from scratch. In an Excel worksheet, I labeled the first column county and filled it with the 16 Maine counties. I labeled the last column ski instructors and entered a hypothetical integer to represent the total number of ski instructors who resided in each county. I joined the Excel file with the spatial census file using their similar county fields. For the eighth step, I selected the newly joined ski instructors field in the census file for those counties that had 50 or more residential ski instructors. 3 counties are shaded in green in figure 13. We can call these sectors ski counties. Note that the only overlap of the salmon and railroad and elevation sectors, which is shown in pink, with the ski counties sectors shown in green, is at the 8 o'clock position in Kingfield, Maine. For the last step, I downloaded the digital elevation model for Kingfield, Maine from the USGS National Map Viewer. I used the slope tool to create a slope surface in figure 14. The slopes around 457 meter elevations in Kingfield, Maine were from 0 through 35 degrees. These were the specified slope inclinations desired by the ski resort company. The town that will be recommended to the company developing the ski resort will be Kingfield, Maine. Thank you.